Xbox is bringing multiple games over to the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as getting their own game. A previous PlayStation 5 console exclusive is now coming to Xbox. We have more information about the next Starfield release. When is there going to be an update to it potentially? When will it be releasing in other places? PlayStation is releasing another Horizon game, and this is an interesting one. We will take a look at it because it is another entry that they're trying to get into for games as a service, online multiplayer games. So we'll take a look at all that. Valve Steam Machine, this thing is becoming, I think, less and less enticing as we hear more about it leading up to potentially an announcement for when they will be releasing. So we'll talk about all this. If you do enjoy daily content, gaming news, Xbox news, all of that stuff, make sure to hit the subscribe, share, and like. Really does help the channel out. But for now, let's get into it. So we had the Nintendo Direct, the partner showcase yesterday for the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, and there was lots of games there. If you're a Nintendo Switch 2 owner, tons of games that are coming out from third parties. What I like right now a lot about the Nintendo Switch 2 is just you're getting the bigger games that are dropping, like Pragmata is coming onto the Switch 2, and there is actually a demo for that to be able to go and try out. So I think with the Switch 2, they're going to be supporting a lot of the stuff that does end up releasing on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, which is very cool because obviously it has that added feature of portability. I mean, it's not a huge differentiator as it used to be with things like Xbox Play Anywhere with cloud gaming and being able to take your games on the go now anyways, but it's still something that entices a lot of people when they're trying to buy a game and they're looking at the different platforms. Having the ability to bring with you on the go is always something that people choose. Xbox Play Anywhere, of course, is another one of those big features, and there are multiple games that were announced here from Xbox going to the Switch 2, as well as Xbox getting a major game, a previous PlayStation console exclusive. So here is the announcement from the Nintendo Direct on the Xbox side of things. Right, for the Nintendo Switch 2, the games that are going to be going over are going to be, you have Indiana Jones. One of the cool things about this is that it is directly on the cartridge itself. So it's one of the few games right now, if you have a Switch 2, one of the most annoying things is if you buy those games physically, they're just game key cards. But for Nintendo game collectors, you want the actual game on the cartridge. So that's going to be going over as an Xbox title. They're also going to be getting the Oblivion remaster, which is going to be coming over to the Nintendo Switch 2. And they're going to be getting the Fallout 4 anniversary. So you got Fallout 4, Indiana Jones and the Gray Circle, and the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered. Fallout 4 will be releasing very soon, February 24th. Indiana Jones on May 12th. And then the Oblivion remaster, the release date is to be determined. The other game that we are seeing pop up here, this has been in the rumors forever, is Starfield. Now, there's conflicting rumors. We've first heard that it was coming over to the Switch 2, but now you have Shinobi 602 suggesting that it actually has been pushed out for the Switch 2, or it might not even come at all. And then at the same time, also seeing here that it is popping up for the PlayStation 5, releasing on April 7th, 2026, which makes complete sense. Like, Starfield's going to the PS5. It hasn't been announced. We just don't know when it's going to the PS5. I would be surprised if they just decide to cancel it for the Nintendo Switch 2. I could see them pushing it back because it may be harder to get it running on the console itself, and they're just making sure that it is optimized. I could see that absolutely happening, but if they don't release it all on the Switch 2, that would be shocking, especially from what we just saw. A bunch of Bethesda games are launching on there that were announced at the Nintendo Partner Direct. So games going in more places. Xbox isn't being left out from getting games that they didn't previously have, because we got an awesome announcement here. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth now is also coming over to the Xbox Series X and S this June. And one of the things that Xbox, I think is this is a great thing, is when, if you're waiting for these games, you're not getting them day one. When they do end up launching on the console, you're actually getting a discount. There's a pre-order discount that is now available for the game. So if you want to go and pick this one up for Xbox, you're going to get it for $40, $39.99, 20% pre-order discount on the game before it does end up launching here in June. So June 3rd to be exact. But the pre-purchase stuff, you get the Summoning Materia, Mughal Trio, Summoning Materia, Posh, Chocobo, Armor, Shinra, Bangle, MK2, Armor, Midgar, Bangle, MK2, and those all come if you do end up pre-purchasing the game itself. I have played the first one. I played Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have not played Rebirth yet. I was honestly just putting it in my backlog, knowing that it would eventually come out to the platforms that I prefer to play on. And I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up. The other thing is, it's Xbox Play Anywhere too. So you're getting the PC version as well if you pick this up on the Xbox, which is extremely cool. That is one of the best features that I always talk about, and it seems like Square Enix is taking part in this. As I said, I've played Final Fantasy 16, played it on Xbox Play Anywhere. It helped me get through the game by playing it on a bunch of different devices. I will say, waiting for these games, let's say PlayStation wants to go out there and money hat the game, it lands on PlayStation 5 day one, then you have to wait a certain period of time. I don't think you'll ever really be waiting as long as we waited for Final Fantasy 7 Remake, the first one, all of those years before it did land on Xbox. Rebirth obviously came faster, and then other games that have been money hatted in the past launched 6 months to a year later or whatever on an Xbox. I'm actually at this point okay with it. Like, I don't really care that much because my backlog is so big. I have Game Pass where games are dropping all the time, and then when they do actually end up launching on the platform where I want to play it, it's cheaper. It's half price. So you're saving a bunch of money, and you're getting it is still coming out to the platform. And then plus, if it is Xbox Play Anywhere, which a lot of these games seem to be having now, it's a huge win, I think, for people who are currently on the Xbox platform. If you don't care, if you don't have that FOMO of having to go out and play it day one, but also spending $70, or depending on where you live, $80 or $90 on the game on day one, I'll absolutely wait. I have no issue waiting. I have more than enough games to jump into and play. So it's weird. It's people will just say I'm coping or whatever, but it's kind of a perk in a sense where it's stopping your actual impulse from buying the game on day one because you see a bunch of people talking for it, and then you're waiting, and then you're saving money. A weird way to look at it, you could say, but I actually don't mind at all having to wait a little bit and then getting a nice big discount on the game. One of the studios that really does not miss when they release games is Machine Games. They make phenomenal stuff. Obviously, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was very good. I absolutely loved it. And we're still waiting here for the third entry into Wolfenstein. The first two Wolfenstein games were great. It is going to be coming. Like, they are making Wolfenstein. They talked about this again in a GameIndustry.biz interview, and here's what they say when it comes to Wolfenstein 3. Our intention has always been to go back to Wolfenstein. We wanted to finish the trilogy. It can be now, it can be later, but we're not done with it. That's what I can say. So they are going to be making this game. It is going to be coming out. When, we do not know. We don't know if they have even really how far they are in it, if they even started, all of that stuff. We've heard rumors that they could be developing it right now, but they're going to be making Wolfenstein 3, which is a great thing, and I can't wait to see what comes next. I hope that is the next game that they are putting up. I would think Indiana Jones is going to get a sequel. I feel like that game did well enough, and now that it's come to the PlayStation 5 and it's coming out onto the Nintendo Switch 2, it's going to sell even more copies. So I'm sure they did pretty good on that game, and I wouldn't be shocked if we do get another Indiana Jones game from them as well. But I wonder if that would be the next one they start working on, or if they're going to jump over to Wolfenstein before they go over and make another Indiana Jones game. The other thing is they've actually increased the people at Machine Games. The studio is growing. It's one of those studios that you're seeing not layoffs, but expansion. One of the things I think Xbox is absolutely doing is they are doubling down on the studios that are making the good products, the stuff that sell well, and the stuff that people do want. As you're seeing expansions in Playground Games, you're seeing expansion in Machine Games, and we'll see what they do end up working on. So cool stuff there. Hope it does happen, and that we eventually get to see Wolfenstein 3. It probably will be in the next generation, coming out with whatever Xbox has in store for us going forward. All right, Valve, Steam Machine. We should be hearing about something, or should have heard about something by now in terms of a price and a release date. They said it was going to be early 2026. Well, that's not the case anymore. They've delayed it. They're pushing it now. They're pushing it to later 2026. And you kind of had that feeling. The fact that they come out with this announcement, they don't have a price. It's all these months later, and there's nothing really new about the Steam Machine. That was the feeling that I was getting. Yeah, they're pushing this out. The current market has absolutely hurt the production of these devices, and they admitted it here that the new console has been affected by the component crisis. In a blog post addressing Steam users, they say, when announced these products in November, we planned on being able to share specific pricing and launch dates by now. I mean, it's February, so I would have hoped so. But the memory and storage shortages you've likely heard about across the industry have rapidly increased since then. The limited availability and growing prices of these critical components mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing, especially around Steam Machine and Steam Frame. And they do reassure fans here that the goal of shipping all 3 products in the first half of the year has not changed. So they have pushed it out. We don't know exactly when. Now they're giving themselves up until June basically to have these shipped and everything. And maybe we'll get an announcement in the next month. But the biggest concern I think right now is going to be the price. The Steam Machine, right off of the bat, when it launches, is going to be behind everything that's out there on the market, I guess, aside from the Nintendo Switch 2, but the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, obviously higher powered PCs. It is going to be one of the weaker devices in terms of the performance you're going to be able to get out of it on the market in the console space. And we already know, we're already thinking that this price is going to be higher than like $500, $600. And that was before all of this component crisis stuff was happening. And they're basically, I would say here, telling us the price could be far more than what people do expect. Like if this thing launches at $1,000, to me, it's going to have a very hard time out on the market itself. And there sounds like, unless they change their plans, they're only keeping it to the Steam store. You're not going to be able to walk into a Best Buy or something and pick one of these up. This will, I don't think, sell that great. Like, I don't think it'll sell nearly as much as some people are making it out to be, as like a console killer of some sort of. I don't even think it'll come close to that. I've always said from the beginning, this will probably be around the range of Steam Deck sales. Not much more than that, maybe even a bit less, especially if the price is as high as some people are expecting it to be now with these issues going on in the market. But I think right now, the actual value of the Steam Machine for me, if it's $1,000, it really is not there for what the output is going to be. You could just build a PC and have it future proofed, or if you already have a PC that's built, and spend more money. If you're going to spend $1,000, you might as well just spend a bit more and get something that's more powerful, build it yourself, and then connect it to your TV. And if you want to use big picture from Steam or whatever, you could do that. You could use Xbox full screen experience and you get access to everything. Like, there are so many different options out there that I think would be more interesting, but we'll see how it goes. This is going to be targeted towards PC gamers who want just to have a console, easy console experience as a supplement to where they mainly game as well. That, I think, is the main target base of this. It isn't going to be console gamers, people who are currently playing on PlayStation or Xbox. I just don't think that's who they're trying to get out of this. So we'll see how this thing does do. I really hope they can just get the prices normal. Maybe they're waiting so that they can negotiate more with the component providers to get a better deal, and then still keep the prices what they originally thought. Like, people were thinking $650, $750. Okay, but if you're going up to $1,000, I don't know. I don't know how this thing is going to do. It is not very encouraging right now in the gaming market with how expensive everything is getting. We have a new announcement from PlayStation, and it's not a shocking IP because it seems like it's like all they're making these days, plus sprinkling in a nice different IP on the side as well. Horizon is getting another game from PlayStation here, Horizon Hunter's Gathering. And just from quickly looking at the trailer and stuff, looks like a mix of Helldivers and Monster Hunter all in one, a co-op game. I don't think it looks bad. It actually looks like it could be pretty fun. They've announced this game that is coming out for PlayStation 5 and PC. You can see it here. Now seeing Horizon Hunter's Gathering, Guerrilla's new co-op action game. And this is the official announcement that they did put out. And like I said, you have different classes, different characters. You have cell shading. It's all in the Horizon universe. Action, you're taking on big enemies, big robots, and you're having to do stuff like you have to do in Monster Hunters, which is making sure you hit them in the right spots and timing your attacks properly and working with others to take down these big monsters. So has a lot of that vibe to me. You go back to your base, you upgrade, similar exactly to Monster Hunter. And I think that's kind of what they're trying to capitalize on, simply because you see how big the Monster Hunter series is. You bring that to the Horizon universe and boom, you have a game that I think will do decent. I don't think this game's going to flop or anything, but to me, the disappointing thing is I would love to see them announce something with a different IP, Horizon, and maybe this is just the result of Herman Hulst now being up there as the head of PlayStation Studios. And it's his baby, so he keeps bringing those out. Interesting one. Again, I wouldn't be shocked. This one's launching on PS5, PC day one. And I think most of their multiplayer, if not all of them, will launch day one on PC. But I wouldn't be shocked in the future if similar to what we saw with Helldivers 2, if this game ended up on Xbox. I just would not be shocked at all if that does happen, even though it is the Horizon IP, which is obviously very important to PlayStation. They do mention here in this game for exactly when you're going to be able to play it. They say that you can sign up via the PlayStation beta program and mark your interest in any future hunter-gathering playtests on PC or PS5. It does support cross-play between PS5 and PC and cross-progression, but they do not give a release date or anything. So I'm sure they'll have a bunch of tests and then eventually give us a release date. I would assume some point this year this game will be coming out. It is available to wishlist. So lots of games going in different places, and then a new one here from PlayStation. I hope they start bringing out games with other IPs, maybe back catalog IPs that we haven't heard of in a while, or get Guerrilla to bring back Killzone potentially. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be super cool. Bring back Infamous. There's so many great IPs that PlayStation does have, but it just seems like we're getting a lot of the same IPs built into these different styles of games. But I'll end the video there. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Bye.